As we sit here tonight, there is a search for a missing woman. Her name is Hannah Choi. But there's also a search for her ex-boyfriend. He's wanted for her murder. And this is a case that first time we looked at it, we were like, what's going on here? She's missing. How do they know that they're searching now for a suspected murderer and looking for a body and not a live person? It's incredibly tragic, but the chief, Kevin Davis from the Fairfax County Police Department, addressed the media, addressed the public, outlining what they know and what sort of help that they need at this point. So let's take a listen.
We believe that Joel Merino, J-O-E-L, last name Merino, M-E-R-I-N-O, 27 years old, killed his live-in former girlfriend, Hannah Choi. Hannah, common spelling, Choi, C-H-O-I. We have, in partnership with the Commonwealth Attorney's Office, obtained arrest warrants charging Joel Merino with second-degree murder and disposal of a body. We have not yet arrested Joel Merino. We're searching for him. Bureau Chief Major Ed O'Carroll will go into that in just a moment. We believe Joel Merino killed Hannah inside of the Alexandria home that they lived in together. We believe that Joel Merino took Hannah's body and disposed her body in a park in Prince George's County, Maryland, Piscataway Park. In fact, our search and rescue team has been all over searching and continuing to search for Hannah's body in the park in Piscataway in Prince George's County, Maryland, just over the bridge and to the south. That search and rescue effort remains ongoing. Major O'Carroll will describe to you the vehicle that we found afterwards that we believe Joel discarded, but with an abundance of probable cause and an abundance of evidence, we worked with the Commonwealth Attorney's Office and secured these arrest warrants, and now the search for Joel Merino is underway. This is a murder warrant without the recovery of our victim yet. That's unusual in this profession.
What initially started as a missing persons investigation a little more than a week ago has turned into a homicide investigation. Our victim, 35-year-old Hannah Choi, did nothing wrong. She was the victim of foul play. She was the victim of violence, a victim of murder, and we know the suspect. Hannah knew her killer. This is a domestic-related homicide, as the chief laid out. The alleged suspect, the alleged killer, enjoys a presumption of innocence, like all the defendants that we talk about, even while he is on the run. There has been and is mounting compelling evidence that led us to an abundance of probable cause, and that probable cause led us to obtain 2 arrest warrants, 1 for second-degree murder, and 1 for felony disposal of human remains. Hannah Choi, a bright, caring, amazing young woman with the world at her reach, was reported missing to us on Sunday, March 6th. She was last seen on Saturday, March 5th, at her home in the 5300 block of Jesmond Street, which is in the Alexandria area of Kingstown here in Fairfax County. Friends arrived at Miss Cho's home on March 6th, about a week ago Sunday, but she did not answer the door. She missed several appointments, it was very unlike her, and she could not be reached. Her friends contacted law enforcement out of the serious concern for her well-being. Our patrol officers rapidly responded, ultimately checked the house, and the house appeared generally to be in order, except for bedding, which appeared to be missing from one of the bedrooms. Based on her sudden and unexpected disappearance, detective from our Major Crimes Bureau launched an active missing persons investigation. Through interviews, an abundance of interviews with family and friends and neighbors, detectives discovered that Ms. Choi may have had an argument on Saturday, March 5th, with Joel Merino, 27, of Alexandria. We know they were in the community that evening together. Video surveillance supports that. Detectives do believe at some point something happened that resulted in a significant injury to Hannah. Detectives believe Merino then removed Hannah from the home and transported her to another location. Now, we have identified the vehicle that we believed was operated by Merino that night and into the next day. We've located that vehicle in Washington, D.C. on March 7th. It is evidence in the case and has been and currently being processed by our forensics team, our cyber and forensics division. A search warrant was executed in that on that vehicle, on that car, and again, it remains housed at our evidence center. Although Hannah was not found, we did discover evidence that suggests she was harmed prior to her disappearance.
Extremely unusual, as law enforcement pointed out there, that he's been charged with the murder. They haven't found her yet. They're looking for her, obviously, on one part of this investigation, and the other part is trying to track down Joel Merino, the accused murderer, the ex-boyfriend. All right, let's bring in our guest tonight. Joining me in Clearwater, Florida, private investigator Mike Peasley. In Chicago, Illinois, private investigator Erica Morse. And joining us by phone tonight in Alexandria, Virginia, Hannah's sister, Mina, is with us. Hannah Choi. Mina, thank you so much for joining us, and our thoughts, everyone here at Court TV and the whole show team, everyone, our thoughts are with you and your family tonight. How's everybody holding up?
Thank you so much, and thank you for bringing light to this case. We're sort of in a desperate, situation here where we are, fluctuating between, grief and disbelief and shock, and just, we would love to shed light onto this case and bring it to the public's attention because, it's unfathomable to us, and anything we can do to sort of bring justice to my sister and understand exactly what happened and get some sense of closure would be very helpful.
Absolutely. Tell us about Hannah. For those of us that never met, we heard a brief description, but I want to hear you tell us and everyone listening tonight about your sister.
Yeah, of course. She was amazing. I'm the little sister. But if I had one word to describe her, and anyone who really knows her, it would probably be superwoman. She was brave. She was strong. She was ambitious. She was independent. And an entrepreneur down to her very core. She paved her own path through life and had a resilience and a capacity for hard work that was just unmatched. She was also very social. She loved talking to people. She loved entertaining people. She always had, colorful stories that could just light up a room. I know that a lot of our friends and family are extremely devastated to have lost such a, beautiful and colorful and wonderful soul. And she just, first and foremost, I think above all, she was a real advocate, for all her friends and loved ones. She just, if I was ever in trouble or if any of her friends were ever in trouble, she'd be the first to be there, right by your side, facing any challenge with you head on. And that was really just the embodiment of what was important to her and, in every facet of her life, whether, personally, professionally, or, in any other avenue she chose to, enjoy. It's very much a big loss for not just ourselves, but, for the larger community here.
Amazing description. Really an amazing description. I hate to say his name, but because he is on the run or on the loose or wherever he is, I have to say his name tonight. Joel Merino, did you know him at all? Did you talk to your sister about him and what type of person he was and what may have been going on in their relationship?
Yeah, so I'd only sort of seen him in passing. Being the little sister, she's always the one protecting me. She's always, the one giving me advice. She tries to, we also had so many other things that we connected on so many other levels. She led a very interesting and fulfilling life. And so it wasn't their sort of relationship, him and their relationship wasn't really much that we spoke about. So unfortunately, I can't really shed too much light on him or speak to his character. But
I'll tell you what, though. I mean, the fact that she didn't speak to you much about him probably speaks volumes about what may have been going on there. Mina, we have two great investigators who are with us, and I want to bring them into our conversation here. Mike Peasley, your thoughts tonight. This is very unusual, the way this is all transpiring, because we're still searching for Hannah, but now we're also looking for a suspected killer. Your thoughts on this investigation and where you think investigators are in all of this and what they've been able to release so far and so convinced that this is a murder already.
Thanks for having me on, Benny. Couple of things that were interesting to me when I was looking at this, especially being retired law enforcement. They used some words in this, alleged and presumed, and yet when they're doing their interview and giving a statement, it's like they have more than what we're seeing. And so for me, I would want to take a look at everything that they have. That car didn't just all of a sudden show up someplace. He had to get a ride out of there. And I find it sort of interesting that they keep using this word over and over. So my question is, what evidence do they have? I mean, obviously they took the vehicle and they obtained a search warrant for that vehicle. So when they say the house wasn't disturbed, but the bed sheets were taken out of there, some of this stuff I find it interesting as far as where they're at with this investigation and what don't we know.
Eric, go ahead, continue.
No, that's fine. Somebody had to pick him up. And again, without having a background on him and knowing a little bit more about this, they don't have a body. You said it right up front. They don't have a body right now. And I'm sort of at awe about this whole, what evidence? The evidence keeps throwing up in my head here about what do they have? Either they're not sharing with the family or we don't know yet.
Absolutely. Erica Morse, your thoughts tonight. There's two investigations going on here, right? We've got a search for a suspected killer, but we're also still looking for Hannah.
Correct. I always want to start by just saying a word to the family. Mina, I am so terribly sorry for what y'all are going through. You are in the worst hurry up and wait mode right now. The one thing I will say is that the entire focus for the community and for the family needs to be on finding this fugitive. Law enforcement clearly has the on-site search covered. They are doing an amazing job searching that park. They have clearly developed an abundance of evidence, both physical and probable cause from based on what I've been seeing, because we have not one but two charges. The disposal of human remains tells me there is probably physical and DNA evidence already that exist. There's some type of forensic evidence they've already been able to confirm. So the focus right now for the family and for the community is to get this man's face out there and to not stop until he is found. Get every single photographic angle every single picture, you know, put a collage together. He has multiple social media accounts. I found 5 alone just in an early background or a simple background. Pull every one you can, because you need facial hair, you need highlighted hair or lightened hair, you need thinner, you need heavier, you need different types of seasons, you need different types of clothing, hats, if there's balding at all. You want every possible physical angle and potential look that he might use to disguise himself and fly under the radar. You want flyers everywhere. You want a social media page and a website if need be. And, you know, I believe we're dealing with the cross state lines here because we're talking about Virginia and Maryland. I'm hoping the FBI and state police are involved in this already. If not, encourage that involvement. But above all, self-care right now for you is so important, honey. And it sounds like you have a good support system, and I hope that you have a victim's advocate with the PD.
Okay, Mina, we're going to stay on this story like we do with all these unsolved cases. We'll be calling on you again, and hopefully next time we speak, Joel is in custody and we have found your sister. Mina, thank you so much